Business ownership in Washington can complicate divorce in a lot of different ways. I mean, one, if you're a business owner, you know what I'm about to say. Your taxes aren't just quite as clean as a W-2 employee. Like, we can look through your taxes and see different things, and some of those things are going to need to be put back in when we're looking at your income. Like, maybe you're passing through certain expenses that are perfectly legal, under the IRS code, but the court might want some of those things put back in when we're looking at things like child support, or, what might a reasonable, equitable spousal maintenance obligation be? And so business ownership absolutely has complications. And I mean, we aren't even talking about what if you have multiple partners and there's other people involved in your business. Often that is going to require an actual evaluation, a business evaluation, so we can understand the value of your business. We can understand the value of your partner shares in the business. And then even more importantly, is there a community interest in that business? Many people think, oh, it's my business. I did it. She didn't have anything to do with it. It's all mine. It's a separate asset. And it's like, yeah, it's not that simple. And so business ownership absolutely requires you to come in, talk to an attorney so that we can really understand what that business looks like, not only from a divorce standpoint, but do you want to continue that business after this? And what is that going to look like? In valuing a business for a divorce settlement, we usually use a business valuation expert. And sometimes, depending on if there's also tracing issues, so tracing meaning we have to determine if separate property was maybe utilized to start that business, seed it, maybe to, give it a loan. Is that an actual separate property interest? Is there a community property interest too? Is there growth of the business? So we might have to involve some type of forensic accountant who's going to do the tracing needed as well. It is not at all surprising to have both a business evaluation as well as a forensic accountant. And obviously, depending on the value of the business, the type of the business, how long it's been in existence, whether you've been involved maybe in the day-to-day versus not involved in the day-to-day, there are so many things we have to look at. But I mean, there are experts out there that can help us value the business so that we can be sure that we are properly including everything we should be including when we are looking at what is this community valued at? What is each party's separate property valued at? The business is a big part of that. A prenup can be used to protect a business asset in some circumstances, depending on your prenup and how it's been handled. I would say that even if you have a prenup, and let's say your business was in existence at the time of that prenup and you addressed it, then that is great. The bigger question is going to be, did you address in that prenup all the community growth that might occur in that business after the marriage? And was there any community interest moving forward? We would have to read the prenup, really understand what was set up and how it envisioned how it was being handled moving forward. It is great to get a prenup, especially if you do own a business. But if it's time and you and your partner have decided you're getting a divorce, just because you have a prenup, don't think, oh, I shouldn't even need to go talk to an attorney. It'll all be fine. You definitely want to talk to an attorney because the status of your business could be very different than it was prior to your marriage. Business debt is handled in a divorce often like regular debt. I mean, depending on whether the business is a community asset or whether it's a separate asset or whether it's a combination. And so again, business debt is something that we likely are going to have to trace. We have to figure out when was the debt incurred, why was the debt incurred, and was that debt part of something that was related to the business, or is there business debt that was just really bad debt? I mean, so there's a lot of things we are going to have to look at when we're determining business debt. And that is something, again, that a business valuation expert will do. They will look at not only the assets of the business, but they will look at the liabilities of the business, and they will look at what will the business look like moving forward if we have to make some type of change in ownership or in structure. If you have any questions about your business or how you owning a business can be impacted by you getting a divorce in Washington, please reach out so that we can walk through those, talk about them, get a better understanding of what your concerns are, because your business could be your livelihood.